It's official, guys. It's official. I now have a UK indefinite leave to remain. Stop that. So, not long ago, I shared my ILR application process online. There's a video here. If you haven't watched it, I'll leave it here. I went through how I filled the application form, the documents I submitted, blah, blah, blah. And guys, yes, I've gotten a response from the UK Home Office. Yes, my application was approved. So this is the timeline, okay? So I submitted the online application, as you guys saw it, on Friday, the 20th of October, 2023. And then I had the biometric appointment and then uploading of my documents or scanning of my documents on Tuesday, the 24th of October. And then I paid $3,385 for the priority service, the one that takes 5 working days. And then on the 4th working day, that is exactly 6 days after the biometric appointment, I received the successful email from the UK Home Office. 2 days after, I received another email from Royal Mail saying that they have my package from the UK Home Office that they'll be delivering to me. So 1st of November, that's 2 days after I received the email, then I got the delivery from the UK Home Office. It's supposed to be my indefinite leave to remain card. So this is it. Let me cover my address. This is it. Okay, so it's from UK Home Office. So I'll take a picture of it and show you guys. As you can see, I have not opened it because I wanted to open it live, or I was opening it in a video so that you guys can see and then, you know, share this moment with you guys, honestly. So I know for sure that it's the indefinite leave to remain card because obviously it's from the Home Office and that's what I'm expecting, right? So hopefully it is it. So I'm going to open it over here as well. Okay, so will you guys? Done so much for me, I cannot settle. If I had 10,000 thanks, it still wouldn't be enough. So this is from the UK Home Office and it has my address. Obviously I can't show my address, but this is from the UK Home Office. Hope you can see. And it comes with a message, right? And then it comes with my residence permit. Okay, so let me see. Let me take a picture and then you guys will see the difference. On the ILR, they've written settlement. Meanwhile, on the skilled worker one, they've written skilled worker leave to remain. Their remarks, they've written indefinite leave to remain. Meanwhile, with the other one, the remarks, they've written restricted work. And then you see how the BRP for the skilled worker visa, you have your sponsor license number at the bottom, but here there's no sponsor license number at the bottom. And then also the unique numbers have changed. Obviously, they said they're going to stop using BRP cards from December 2024, right? So I think this one is as well like that. So I'm going to take it out, okay, from the paper. And when we look at the back as well, I think for the back, the details are fairly the same. It still has my country, my nationality as Ghana. And then the remarks, there's absolutely nothing at the back. So guys, basically that's the difference between the cards, okay? So now what does this mean? Why is it so special? Let me read the message that they sent to me, okay? So it says, your application for indefinite leave to remain in the UK has been successful. What happens next? It says, you will receive your biometric residence permit by courier within 7 working days. It is your BRP, not this letter, that is the official document that grants you status, okay? It says, if you do not receive the BRP within 10 working days of this letter, please visit, and then there's a link for advice on what to do. It says you can find more information about the BRP, including what to do if your BRP is lost or stolen. It says, if you already hold a BRP from a previous grant of leave, in this case, the old one, you must now return it to the Home Office, okay, as it is no longer valid. So guys, this is no longer valid. The BRP card should be cut in half and posted in a windowless plain envelope. So there's an address where you can post it to. You may have to pay a penalty for up to £1,000 if you fail to return an invalid BRP. So settlement in the UK, what you need to know, okay? So they said once you have indefinite leave to remain and have made the UK your home, you are regarded as settled in the UK. You can find information on what it means to be settled in the UK, and then there's a guidance, a link there. Working in the UK, there is no immigration restriction on your ability to work in the UK. This means you may work in any business, in any profession as an employee or self-employed. You must comply with the law and statutory regulations for the business, profession, or employment, they said travel. You have to take your BRP with you when you travel outside the UK. If you travel without your BRP, you may be refused re-entry to the UK. So the fact that you are settled does not mean you should go about traveling without your BRP. They'll refuse you at the immigration at the airport. So if you stay outside the UK or the common travel area, that is the Isle of Man, whatever, for 2 or more years at a time, your indefinite leave to remain will automatically end. If this happens, you need to apply for entry clearance as a returning resident before coming back to live in the UK. You can find further information about that. Okay, I'll leave the links that they shared in the letter or the email in the description as well, so you can go and read further for yourself. But basically, into detail, these are some of the benefits that I can now enjoy. I can claim public funds. I can get benefits for my child. Okay, there's a requirement. Okay, if I meet the eligibility, I can. Okay, and then also now if I decide to further my education, let's say do my master's, I'm not going to pay tuition fees as an international student. I'm going to be paying as a home student, or sort of like the same amount that the British citizens are getting. The difference is massive. If you look at the amount international students have to pay, and if you look at the amount the citizens here are paying, there's like massive difference. So that's massive for me, honestly. I have not done my master's since I came, and that was one of the reasons why. And now I can bring my family member to the UK. So if you click the link that they gave in the email as to get the details of what's being settled in the UK means, there's a part where they say you can actually bring family members to the UK. So now I can invite my mom to join me in the UK. There are also some requirements that, you know, I can maybe talk about in a different video altogether. Family members who are not British citizens may be able to join you in the UK. Information on this is also available in another section of the gov.uk, and this is all about indefinite leave to remain in the UK, your rights and your status. So there's so many things that I now have the right to access. Okay, and let me go further as well. I am eligible to apply for British passports after 12 months. So after 12 months of having this, I can get my British passport, and we all know the benefit that comes along with having a British passport. You can travel to many countries in the world without requiring a visa. That is a huge deal, and all my kids can get passports automatically right after, you know, I give birth to them. And for the ones that were born before I got settled, they can now apply for British passports as well. So for RJ is qualified as of now to register as a British citizen, and he will get a British passport. So that is some of the benefits. Okay, so that means RJ can enjoy all the benefits. Okay, from now RJ, once it is approved, he can travel to any country with his passport. And then my stay in the UK is not tied to any employer, so I can decide to quit nursing for good, do YouTube full-time, and it will not be tied to any employer. I can still do it. Okay, I can decide to do agency full-time and get huge amounts of money, and that is not going to be a problem. I can set up a company, use businesses, blah blah blah, and that is not going to be a problem. So all these are some of the benefits that you enjoy when you have indefinite leave to remain. The not so good part about this is the fact that if you should spend 2 or more years at a time outside either the UK or the Isle of, you know, those other places that are crown dependencies, your indefinite leave to remain status will automatically come to an end, and when you want to re-enter the UK, you would have to reapply. So even if you travel, you go and live somewhere, you have to make sure that you're not spending 2 years at a time in that country. Come and go, or better still, wait for your British passport before you go. That way, when you're coming back, you don't need to apply for any re-entry or return of residence, blah blah blah. So now I'm going to do the needful. Remember that they said that my old BRP is no longer valid, and I'll be penalized £1,000 if I do not return this, and I have to cut it in half and put it in a windowless envelope. So when they mean windowless, they mean something not like this. You know, this one has a window where people can see the content, right? So they mean when I'm submitting it, I should submit it in a windowless one that does not have this. Okay, so guys, help me cut my BRP in half. This is a special moment, guys. This is a special moment. I'm cutting my BRP in half, guys. Yeah, I hope I didn't cut the new one. Okay, yeah, yes, yep, yes. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, God. Guys, this is so surreal. Honestly, I was worried about several things. You know, they say, you know, you're not supposed to have a second job that is not in your social occupation, blah blah blah, you know, all those rules and restrictions. And I had sort of like another full-time job, YouTube, that was paying me, and sponsorships and influencer brands paying me all the time, and I really thought that would be a bother. And I got the shock of my life when I called RCN, the immigration rep or something, and they told me that yes, it can affect my ILR, guys. So yeah, that is why I was really scared that I was not going to get the ILR. So that's another reason why I got the US visa. Immediately they say they don't give it to me. I'll just run away. I'll just go. I'll leave the country for them and I'll go and start the US process over there. So 5 years in the UK, it's not been easy all through. I have some very tough moments. I've had some very beautiful moments. One of my, very sad moments when I first came here would be when I was trying to find an accommodation and the Airbnb owner was saying I should leave. Meanwhile, I didn't have a place. Those times were very tough. I went to live at a colleague's place for a while, but I did not like that. I did not like that. And I made sure I only stayed there for 10 days. Although I paid for like a month of staying there, I only spent 10 days. I was aggressively searching for a place to move. And those times, like, I was being rejected by so many people. Meanwhile, the house is still there. Nobody has come for it, but they would just not give it to me. And I was thinking, why is it because I'm black? Blah, blah, blah. It was tough. Those times were tough. And I know that most people watching me experience that as well. Finding accommodation is not easy. One of my other sad moments is when I thought I had failed the OSCE because I made a very huge mistake. And I called one of our OSCE trainers. I said, Anne, I need to rebook the OSCE. Meanwhile, the results had not even come, but I knew I had failed. So I said, but God being so good, miraculously, I passed. And my first year, I had an issue with a resident in the care home. This resident hit my buttocks. And I went to report, and now this resident was saying I was the one making sexual, towards him. And this was huge. And there were lots of rumors at the workplace, blah, blah, blah. Some officials came to see me, blah, blah, blah. I was like, what's happening? And I was really sad, and I was really scared as well. Those were some of my, very sad moments. And another sad moment is when I was nearly diagnosed of a certain type of cancer, and everything showed I had this cancer until they did other tests, and then they said, well, it's not so bad, blah, blah, blah. Details in another video, but those are some of my very toughest times. When my husband joined and we're struggling to find a job for him as well, those times were not so good. When I was pregnant, I got fibroid. I was hospitalized for several days. Those times were not good. When I was in labor for over 17 hours, those times were not good. And when in our house with my newborn baby, the roof collapsed on us, those times were not good at all. These 5 years, The worst ever is when I went for a shift and it ended up a police case. 3 strong policemen, fully armed, came to my work to interview me, and this was just 2023. This became a police case. Terrible, 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 terrible. And I'm gonna make a detailed video about this story. Long story short, I came out a winner. Everything showed that I was not lying or I did not do anything wrong. But I look at the bright side. I passed my OSCE at the very first try when people were struggling writing 3 times, 2 times. I went to have my beautiful, glamorous wedding to the love of my life, and at the time I was earning a bit more here. So I was able to, share in the cost of the wedding, and I was proud of myself. I had a baby almost immediately after. That is a blessing that not lots of people can boast of, and I thank God for that. At this point, if you're looking for a baby from God, may God grant you, okay? We bought our house. My husband moved in here less than 2 years after he moved. We're able to gather money to buy this house, guys. And if I tell you where my house is, you'll not even believe it. My house is a walking distance, one of the biggest hospitals in Northern Ireland. My house is a walking distance to the city center, guys. People who have visited me know it's a shock how we got this place. And by God's grace, we're able to buy before the interest rates and mortgage, whatever, skyrocketed. God has been good to my family. I look at these positives and not the negatives. I traveled to the US with my family to meet my mom that I had not seen in over 20 years, to see my dad, to see my siblings, to experience living in the USA. God has been good to me. I thank God for all these blessings, and I thank him for the strength that he gave me to go through all the not so pleasant things that happened to me in the 5-year period. And I also thank my darling husband, guys. That man, me, I get frustrated quickly, guys. I get so frustrated. I can't breathe. I am so all over the place. And he, on the other hand, is so calm, and his demeanor and how he handles all those stressful situations makes me also calm. Okay, not all the time, but makes me also calm and helps us go through the things so smoothly without it being a big issue. He is such a mature man. My husband, he was made for me. Honestly, he was made for me, and I thank God for him. I thank God for my mom. I thank God for my dad. I thank God for my family. They have been so supportive, guys. I thank God for my in-laws, guys. My in-laws, my father-in-law still sends me money from Ghana. These are not small amounts of money. I thank God for everybody, all my friends, Nanaba, Dani, Susie, Amma, my pastor's wife, everybody. I thank God for all my friends and all my loved ones here in the UK. Abdul, thank you all guys so much. And I thank you guys, all my viewers, all my subscribers, every single person that's ever watched any of my videos. You have no idea how important that is to me, or how significant you watching my video has been to my life. You have no idea. I forgot to add to the positive things that I've been able to grow a YouTube channel to over 155,000 subscribers. Yes. My Telegram admins, God bless you guys so much. Nodeville, Joe, Cassie, all of you, God bless you guys so much. The ones that were before, Tina, Passy, God bless all of you. I love you all so much.
Congratulations.
Dear boy, I mean that you who has you. I know. Danny Abo.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Abo, Kuya, say me here for some. You want to cry?
I say you worry too much. I want it.
Abba.
What's that away?
What's that?
Yes. Yes.